Hi guys. Have you ever seen one of your younger siblings or maybe even one of your own children glued to their iPad or the TV? Have you ever seen them in a zombie-like state just staring at the screen? Well, my name is Christian Alvarenga and I'm here today to talk to you about why giving technology to children at a young age is actually detrimental for their health. So, as we know, technology is very convenient, and over the years it has become a solution often used by parents to entertain their children. Now, technology does give children kind of easy access to entertainment, and it also gives parents the ability to move around the house and do things that they need to do. However, what parents don't understand is that it's actually extremely harmful for their children at young ages. Now, a quote from Digital Dementia, the Mental Destruction of Technology. 87 studies and 159 children ages 12 and under found that screen time was associated with externalizing and internalizing behavioral problems. Now, this means that when they are over using technology, they're actually, instead of processing their feelings, they're just learning to internalize it until at some point they start externalizing it and it becomes a big bomb rather than working through their problems little by little. Now, using technology for entertainment is nothing new. We've done it since the beginning of time, since we've been able to kind of grasp that. But using it to babysit your children is not something that we should be doing. At a young age, children are incredibly impressionable and they soak up everything. This includes bad habits. By giving young children technology in place of human interaction, you are setting them up for failure. So today I'm going to be talking to you about how technology for children at a young age is affecting their attention span, holding back their education, and even leading to social anxieties and depression in later years. Now, young children's brains, they do need to be stimulated, but it doesn't have to be by technology. Now, some other things that they can do besides the iPad or TV: go outside, ride a bike. For children younger that are not allowed to be, in the backyard unsupervised, building blocks, Legos, things like that are able to stimulate the child's mind without giving them an intense sense of satisfaction immediately. An article published in 2022 by the Department of Community Health Science found that children exposed to virtual media for more than 2 hours a day showed more significant issues with speech communication, social interaction, emotional responsiveness, behavioral pattern to sensory, and motor aspects. So what this is really saying is that when children are exposed to too much of technology, they're not able to grow. Now, this means communicating with their parents, communicating with other children, and overall just becoming a real human. Now, emotional development is really important in children, and if parents just keep seeing their children or their child as an issue rather than a real person that needs to grow, then they're going to keep finding a solution to the issue, which is in their mind technology, but that doesn't allow them to grow the way they need to establish other relationships. By giving a child a phone or a tablet, this kind of triggers something in our head that makes us want everything all at once, because that's what a phone gives us. It gives us everything all at once, whatever we need. Now, this can lead to a larger issue when it comes to teaching a child patience. And as we know, patience is extremely important in real life situations. We don't get everything we want all the time, and sometimes when we do get what we want, it takes a long time. So giving your child the opportunity to just soak in the technology instead of dealing with situations that require patience, like being at the store, going to the mall, family events, things like that, you're teaching them that it's okay to be fussy so that they get their phone. They get what they want. They know what they're doing. Children are very smart, and they're using it to their advantage. Now, a really important article from 2017 called Technoference, Parent Distraction with Technology and Associations with Child Behavior stated that in both mothers and fathers, what they call technoference in parent-child activities was associated with greater internalizing behavior and more child screen time. Furthermore, technoference in parent-child activities was associated with greater externalizing behavior as reported by mothers and worse perceptions of co-parenting, depressive symptoms, and parenting stress as reported by fathers. Now, I have my visual aid here. It shows a correlation between mother and father technoference and how it affects the child. So on this side, you see that the mother and father are engaging in too much technology, and this is causing issues between them, which is also in turn causing issues between the mother and the child and the father and the child, and it's all one cycle. So what this means that an excessive use of technology in the household actually leads to problems not only between the parents, but between the parents and the child. The term technoference is relatively new, and I don't think that many people would attribute technology use to problems in their house, so I think it's very important to look into. If you feel that your child requires entertainment when they're out, it's best to pack toys that they can use to interact with their surroundings. Some things that I remember from my childhood were Hot Wheels. You can use them anywhere. Another thing, action figures. You can also use those anywhere. It's about using your creativity and the surroundings around you to create your own game. While technology continues to be integrated in the classroom, it's really important to be aware of the negative effects. According to an article from 2023 called Critical Window for Association Between Early Electronic Screen Exposure and Hyperactive Behaviors in Preschool Children, they found that compared with counterparts without electronic screen exposure, those exposed to any electronic screen during ages 0 to 3 had higher hyperactive behaviors, more specifically with those who had more than 60 minutes a day of screen time. Now, what this tells us is that children are extremely impressionable, and we need to regulate their screen time more and be aware of what they're looking at. Something else that I kind of just researched on my own, I wasn't able to find any academic sources, is the types of cartoons that kids are watching now. I even remember the cartoons that I was watching. They were a lot different. YouTube is not the shows that we were watching, so it's very important to keep an eye on that. Now, a study in 2017 by Michael A. Russell found that the amount of time spent using digital technologies, text messaging, or the internet may influence adolescents' mental health symptoms, especially for adolescents already experiencing mental health problems. It is argued that the time online displaces the time spent socially or cognitively. A report from the School of Health Service in Turkey in 2023 found that digital technology addiction has the potential to negatively affect child's lives, social experiences, and lack of physical activity. And this can cause psychiatric and psychological problems. I really hope that I was able to bring some awareness about the uses of technology today. As we continue to be more engrossed in technology, I hope that we realize the effects that it has on us and how we can help. So thank you so much for listening. These are my note cards. Thank you.